Right now at noon, we're live up in Kansas City for the Chiefs Super Bowl parade. We'll see all the excitement going on as fans paint the streets red.
We'll also talk about the warm temperatures that we have today and showers to look ahead this weekend.
Plus, it's Valentine's Day. We'll see how local florists are keeping up with flower demands.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on KOAM News at Noon. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. In today's top story, the Kansas Bureau of Investigation has arrested a wrestling coach and teacher at Burlington, Kansas High School for having sexual relationships with former students. On February 13th at approximately 7:15 p.m., KBI arrested 31-year-old Michael Vander Linden of Burlington, Kansas at 401 North 12th Street in Burlington. Vander Linden is employed as a teacher and wrestling coach at Burlington, Kansas High School. He was arrested on a warrant for 8 counts of aggravated indecent liberties with a child. In June 2022, the KBI initiated an investigation after being contacted by the Coffee County Sheriff's Office after taking a report from a former student of Vander Linden's. She said a sexual relationship took place in 2012 and 2013 when she was a sophomore and he was a student teacher. The investigation led to a second former student who reported she also had sexual intercourse with Vander Linden on multiple occasions in 2013 when she was 15 years old. After the arrest, Vander Linden was booked into the Coffee County Jail. He's being held on a $100,000 bond. Authorities believe there could be additional victims. Anyone with information is asked to call the KBI at 1-800-KS-CRIME. A deadly shooting occurred Tuesday in McDonald County. McDonald County deputies responded to a disturbance call located on Pleasant Grove Road west of Anderson. Initial reports to 911 indicated that there were 2 people in a residence and one was holding the other at gunpoint. Deputies secured the perimeter and attempted to make contact with people inside the home. After attempts to communicate with the residents were unsuccessful, MCSO Special Response Team made entry into the home and 2 people were found deceased. McDonald County detectives and deputies then conducted a thorough investigation on the scene and were able to determine that both parties had died of a single gunshot wound. Autopsies are pending and further investigation is being conducted by detectives.
So we've got some unseasonably warm temperatures today, with right now being up to 62 degrees, well over our average temperatures for the low and the high for today, and we are still going to see those temperatures rise as we move into the evening hours. We don't see any rain or snow that we had last weekend for the next few days, with possibly some rain moving in a little bit this weekend. Now, cloudy Thursday, showers Friday, and a cool and sunny weekend to look ahead to, and we can talk more about the showers that we'll see moving in a little bit late Thursday and into Friday up next.
All right, well, flower shops in Joplin rose to the occasion as they are in high demand this Valentine's Day. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has a story.
On Valentine's Day week, Judy and Lance Hupai, owners of Hingdon Florist, keep an eye everywhere. The Feast of St. Valentine's is their busiest day every year.
Everyone wants their flowers on February 14th. Mother's Day is also busy, but that stretches out through the whole week. And then Sunday we normally close to enjoy Mother's Day.
On Valentine's Day, closing is not an option. Instead, they work extra hours the day before and think of all the details.
Cannot create the flower arrangements too early, because then the roses will all be fully open. You know, we want to make sure that the recipients will be able to enjoy those flowers for as long as possible.
As soon as the day hits, we would like it to go smooth, and for the most part it does, but there's going to be hiccups. People are not going to be home. Sometimes the flowers that we get in from the farms may not be in the condition we want them, so we'll have to make adjustments.
Making adjustments and being flexible is essential for the flower businesses when Valentine's Day is around. At Curly Willow, when they have 50 times more orders than on a usual day, working extra hours becomes part of their routine.
Before Valentine's Day, we definitely spend a lot more hours preparing. We have some gifts that are not flowers, so we definitely get those ready beforehand all that we can. But our hours are extended for us. So we are here earlier in the mornings and later in the evenings.
She says this year they ordered almost 700 roses and had to hire extra staff to accommodate all the orders. But the businesses say love can be spread more often.
We emphasize the fact that Valentine's is actually 365 days a year. If you love somebody, why wait for Valentine's? Just do it any old time.
For next year, Lens also advises buyers to plan ahead.
Valentine's Day is the same day every year. Order early.
In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
The flower shops also said clients might see flower prices a little bit higher than last year. According to them, red roses are the most popular flowers on Valentine's Day. And that's a look at today's top stories and weather in the 4 states region. Up next on KOAM News at Noon. By just one vote, House Republicans impeached Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas after the effort failed last week. And later, we're making Cupid's fish fillets in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. Stay tuned. House Republicans voted by a razor-thin margin last night to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas over his handling of the U.S.-Mexico border. It is the first time the House has impeached a cabinet member since 1876. Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill with more on that and what happens next.
On this vote, the yeas are 214 and the nays are 213. The resolution is adopted.
By just one vote, House Republicans impeached Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas after their effort failed last week.
Last night we proved to America that we can win when we work together and actually hold Democrats accountable.
According to their articles of impeachment, the Homeland Security Secretary's high crimes and misdemeanors include a willful and systemic refusal to comply with border law. In a statement after the vote, President Biden warned history will not look kindly on House Republicans for what he called their blatant act of unconstitutional partisanship.
The effort now heads to the Democratic-controlled Senate. If they move forward with an impeachment trial, Mayorkas is all but certain to be acquitted and remain in his role.
A trial would put the political fight over the southern border on full display and adds to the clash over a $95 billion foreign aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and the Indo-Pacific that the Senate passed Tuesday with bipartisan support.
I don't understand what the Republicans are doing. They just keep blowing up any deal that comes forward.
House Speaker Mike Johnson is demanding border security be a part of the aid package.
The Republican-led House will not be jammed or forced into passing a foreign aid bill that was opposed by most Republican senators and does nothing to secure our own border.
Those provisions had been in the Senate bill but were removed last week when a number of Republican lawmakers said they were not strict enough. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Adding to the complications, Congress faces another budget deadline March 1st to avert a government shutdown. And still to come on KOAM News at Noon, we see what's cooking with Mr. Food.
Fishing for a dinner idea to serve your sweetheart tonight? We've got it, and you're both gonna love it.
And we'll also talk about the unseasonably warm temperatures we have, followed by some showers up next.
All right, and we're looking live right now to the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade happening right now in downtown Kansas City. Love is in the air, not just for Valentine's Day, but for our beloved Chiefs, who are celebrating their second Super Bowl win in a row with this hometown parade. And this is going to be their third Super Bowl in 5 years for the Chiefs. And they beat those 49ers at overtime last Sunday, 25-22. So as you can see, the whole city turned out. Fans are ready for the celebrations. It's got some great weather too, so you can't beat that. We actually just saw Patrick Mahomes give our very own KOAM Brock a high five, which is pretty cool. So he'll probably be talking about that a little later. But stay tuned. We got more news coming up right after this.
Well, I know most of us have enjoyed our beautiful Wednesday today. They're having the Kansas City parade for the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. And it's nice up there too, but taking a look outside, it is 62 degrees and sunny, not a cloud in sight. Now those winds do start to pick up a little bit later this evening, but we don't have any rain or snow on the forecast for the next couple of days. So today and tomorrow, it's going to be really nice outside. We do see those winds again pick up a little bit later this evening, upwards of 40 to 45 miles per hour. mostly across the central viewing area, and then as we move into later this evening, they start to kind of push off to the east. Still pretty fast winds, gusting upwards of 43 miles per hour. Moving into tomorrow, we do see them start to lighten up, and then we're going to have a cloudy day with some really slow winds. The clouds start to roll in a little bit later this evening, leading us to have a cloudy day tomorrow, and temperatures drop 50 degrees by midnight, and as our low will be around 47, 48 degrees tonight. Now, rain does kind of come in a little bit Friday early morning, some scattered showers right after midnight, and then increasing to a little bit later in the morning. We're going to take a look at that and see what time we can expect to come in. Starting 5 a.m., we see showers across our eastern counties, and if you can see, maybe a little bit of mixed snow and rain start to make its way into our northern counties. Now, temperatures are not getting below mid-30s at this point, so we won't see anything stick, and it's going to be pretty quick moving system. Snow comes in, and then it starts to taper off early afternoon, and then by 4 p.m. it is completely moved out of our area off to the east, and temperatures are still sitting in the lower 40s. So this, we may see some snow. It is a weak cold front moving in from the north, dropping those temperatures, but the temperatures won't drop until later that evening. We're going to see them drop down to the lower 20s. So it's going to get cold for a few days, leading us to have a colder weekend. Starting tomorrow, we see the clouds roll in, but still relatively warmer temperatures for this time February, 58 degrees. Our low will be 39, and then showers roll in a little bit earlier Friday morning. Then temperatures drop down to 22 degrees for our Friday night low, and only getting up to 40 on Saturday. Now the sun comes out, temperatures do warm back up just a little bit, moving into Sunday, 53 degrees, and then clouds roll back in, 57 high on Monday. But check it out, Tuesday and Wednesday, we are warming back up. 65 on Tuesday, 71 on Wednesday, just in time for some more showers to roll in Thursday. And then temperatures drop yet again. So we're gonna have 2 weak cold fronts.
All right, that's not too bad.
Yep, it's not bad. With some sunny days.
We'll take it. We'll stick around because we're making Cupid's fish fillets in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. It's time to check in with Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Fishing for a dinner idea to serve your sweetheart tonight? Well, this recipe for Cupid's fish fillets makes a tasty dinner for 2. It looks fancy enough for a special Valentine's meal, but it's also easy enough to make anytime you want to impress your loved one. Take a look.
I want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. From reading your comments on Facebook and our website, I know that even though a lot of you are going out for dinner tonight, many of you are planning on staying in and making a special dinner at home, so you don't have to deal with all that craziness. Just in case you're looking for a last-minute idea that's fast and fancy, we've got just the recipe for you. We start out by adding a splash of lemon juice to some mayonnaise. After that's mixed, we stir in a can of lump crab meat. You want to do this gently so you don't break up the chunks of crab. We set it aside for a sec while we sprinkle a couple of white flesh fish fillets with some salt and pepper. Now we spoon the crab mixture over the top before finishing them with some breadcrumbs that we toss with a bit of melted butter and chopped parsley. While these bake, you can easily get a couple of sides together and dinner is done. Can you imagine what you would spend at a restaurant on a dinner like this? And the best part, there's no waiting for a table or tipping required. To get the recipe for our restaurant fancy, Cupid's Fish Fillets, simply visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today I want to wish you and yours a Valentine's Day full of, ooh, it's so good.
To find this recipe along with many others, just head over to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com and click on Mr. Food. Now here's a look at the 4 state market prices.
So we have clouds rolling in Thursday evening with temperatures starting to drop, moving into Friday with those showers rolling in, and then we're going to have a cool and sunny weekend just in time for the next week. Temperatures are going to warm back up with some more showers moving in next Thursday, cooling off those temperatures yet again.
All right. And Dow, what do you have for us tonight?
A whole lot coming up at 5 in addition to a big celebration in KC. The CDC is reportedly considering a big change in isolation guidelines for people with COVID, similar to guidance for the flu and other respiratory diseases. Plus, the SCK Humane Society speaks to Kansas legislators about a House bill dealing with animal care. We're going to hear about what language they would like changed in the bill. And we're going to check out Valentine's entertainment happening at Independent Living Center today. Those stories and a whole lot more, including the latest from Kansas City, where of course they have a big celebratory
Oh yeah, look at it. I mean, look at that.
rally. Yeah.
That is just a flood of red. How
Tens
many
of
people?
thousands of people. And it's
Incredible.
becoming a habit in Kansas City.
Yeah,
Third
right?
time now in 5 years, so I'm learning how to do this.
This is beautiful.
My brother is there. Can you see me? He's the one in red.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Where's Waldo?
Right.
We have our KOAM sports reporter Brock is up there right now, their chief photographer, and they're like literally, you guys. Patrick Mahomes came, gave him a high five. They touched
Gave
hands.
Brock
He
a
got
high
to touch Patrick Mahomes' hand.
That is the second most famous Brock they've met this week.
All right, well, that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at Noon. Happy Valentine's Day, and go Chiefs.